Okay, hello everyone. This is a quick overview of the Berzerk Frenzy single board FPGA replacement. This is a single board designed to replace the multiple boards that make up a Stern Berzerk Frenzy board set. So that replaces the CPU, RAM, color, video, etc. So this is a single board replacement. So let's power it on. Wait for the monitor to catch up. There we go. Run through a couple of self-tests. Gives you system info, and we're booted. So now we're at the main menu. You can pick Berzerk Frenzy, and also you can go into setup. The setup option can be turned on and off, so you can only have Berzerk Frenzy if you really want on screen. So let's look in the setup screen. So we can select boot to, so you can boot to a specific game and it will skip the menu and just go straight to the game. Pick your cabinet. Fastboot. Fastboot turns off the self-tests that make up the normal startup sequence of the game. So we can turn Fastboot on, the game will just start immediately. Screensaver, button timer. Button timer is where you hold down the 1 and 2 player buttons for a length of time and it resets back to the menu. You can turn that, either set it to a long wait or just turn it off completely. We'll leave it on. VGA scan lines. This will display a blank line in VGA mode between every other line. So what you'll see is it'll look more like a standard resolution display or a CGA display with black lines in between. Some people really like this. I just put it as an option. It's kind of hard on this display to actually see exactly what it's doing, but it looks kind of cool. Anyway, setup menu, you can turn that off so it doesn't show the menu on the front screen. You can simulate the LED. This is just a fun option of the original boards had an LED which would flash during the self-test at each step. So what this does is instead of the LED flashing, it'll actually flash the screen red so you can see what point it is. So that's just fun. Berzerk setting the dips, so you can go in and set the dip switch options of the game, turn crosshatch on and off if you want to do some monitor testing, I don't know, whatever you want to do. Lives, languages, coins, etc. So that's all set there. Same thing is true for Frenzy. Same kind of option, setting your credits and the credits per play. And switch test, so you can just make sure your harness is hooked up correctly. You can see the joystick and the start buttons, and press both start buttons to get back and exit. So that all being said, let's go in and go into one of the games. Now we had Fastboot on, so it'll skip the self-test and just go straight into the game. So in the game. So there's the speech. The speech is emulated by the FPGA on board, so it replaces the original speech board. And let's coin up and play a quick game. Target. Okay, let's run away so it will actually insult us. Fight like a robot. Okay, and that's done for that guy. So let's hold down the menu buttons and reset back to the main menu, or the game menu, and turn on, let's go into setup, turn off the Fastboot, and we'll go through the full self-test with Frenzy. And there you can see the screen flashing red. And just like the original, it flashed the screen and made the beeps, so it's run through the self-test. And we've still got a lot of coins left over from a previous run. It has CMOS RAM on board, so it saves the settings and the high scores between the games. So let's go and just try a quick Frenzy. And that didn't last very long. Okay, and I'm going to quit out here back to the menu. And that about wraps it up. The board itself uses a Z80, so all the timings are matched to the original board set. This includes interrupts and wait states, so the goal with this is to make sure it actually performs like the original board. So that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching.